Khan. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, great millstone, and salute on sea brothers out there preaching his word and saying the truth. All right, I got this video here from World Star Hip Hop. Complete niggerdom at its finest. Title reads, very messed up. Gang member tried to dig up their op and urinate on his grave in Florida. Okay, and these are the curses from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on the Israelites, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you are the true biblical Israelites. According to the Bible, that's your true nationality. All right, and the Lord, if you read Deuteronomy 28th chapter, which I'm going to go to, the Most High Yahweh, all right, put certain curses on the Israelites because we made a covenant with the Most High Yahweh that we were going to obey, follow His law, statutes, commandments. All right, and we couldn't, so Lord put curses on us. Okay, and this is one of the curses: says, "I shall be evil toward his brother." Okay. Let me see if I can play this.
Hey nigga, fuck a Kyle Lennox, man. We digging his bitch ass up.
You don't want to pick your nigga up? I'll pick him up for you, fuck boy. Fuck that nigga, cuz.
Fuck that nigga. Fuck this dead ass nigga, man.
Yeah. So Jake is carnal, man. Jake is short for Jacob. All right. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Okay, Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah. He the prince of God, prince of the Most High. But yeah, Jake is carnal, man.
Hey nigga, fuck a Kyle.
You know? Because when you die, your spirit departs from your body. And you go into the spiritual realm. Okay, which the cares of, you know, the life you live on earth, you know, those works follow you, but, you know, you're not, you know, this is a totally different mindset when you're in the spiritual realm, or, you know, versus the carnal realm, which is the terrestrial, you know. But yeah, Jake is gone, man. Jake hate each other. But, you know, as the so-called white man's kingdom goes down, his world goes down, all right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is raising up his elect, okay, which is a small number, a remnant. It's like it. Which is a small number, a remnant within the nation of Israel. All right, that's gonna get the truth. That's gonna get pardon from the destruction. All right, and yeah, the remnant will show love to one another. Okay. Because the Lord basically, He lifts us out like certain curses, like I being evil toward each other, you know. Scriptures say don't hold a grudge, you know, with between you and your brother, you know. But Jake and the world, man, they don't have the law, statutes, commandments to abide by, you know. So that hate that Jake got toward each other, that's gonna be ended once the so-called white man's kingdom goes down. I'm gonna grab that in Jeremiah 31st chapter when it gets into the new covenant. Okay, so let me jump to Deuteronomy 28. I talked about before. I'm gonna start at the point is in 54, but I want to read the top. Deuteronomy 28:1, it shall come to pass. Well, this gets into the blessings. All right, which is basically the opposite. The opposite of a blessing is a curse. Okay. So let me read verse 1 real quick. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of thy power. And then it gets into the blessings if we were to obey the Lord, you know, by following his law, statutes, commandments. And obviously, you know, we didn't. So verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay. So we're, you know, Jake is, you know, at the tail end, you know, of the curses overtaking us. All right. So you'll see all the curses, you know. We're under the so-called white man, which is the base man, the vilest of the earth, the vilest nation of the earth. And the Lord put us under him to serve him, to be a slave. Okay? And that's one of the curses. All right, so let me go down to, look at all these curses, man. Look at all these curses that's on us, man, right now, to this day. Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, all right, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Okay? So his eye shall be evil toward his brother. Jake can't let somebody rest in peace, man. You know? Jake don't understand the dynamics of life and death. They don't understand the curses that the Lord put on us. You know? They don't understand the you know, they don't understand what is what, you know, why is why. They don't understand it, the answers to it. So they're just gonna take the carnal route, which they learned from the so-called white man, all right, and live out the curses, you know. We've been under these curses for thousands of years, man. All right. And we're at the tail end of those curses basically being lifted up. Let me jump to over 30:7 now. Deuteronomy 28 is basically when the Israelites were in the wilderness, and Moses basically said, hey man, follow these commandments. If you don't, you're going to be cursed. But if you do, you're going to be blessed. And let's see, verse 7. Actually, I'll just start up, man. I'll start up. Deuteronomy 31:1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy powers have driven thee. And that's one of the curses, where the Lord was going to scatter amongst all nations. You know, now we got Israelites looking like all nations. And shall return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that command thee this day. How the Lord is gonna make all of Israel obey his voice? He's basically gonna download his law, statutes, commandments in our minds, in our spirits, that we will never go off. And that ties into the new covenant. Yeah. Right now we're in a grace period, you know. The remnant, you know, the elect are in the grace period, and the remnant, the elect, are covered by Yahweh blood, you know, in that grace period, you know, for us to get to the best, get to basically, you know, get to the best of, you know, trying to be perfect before the Yahweh comes back, you know. Trying to be perfect before the Lord comes back, you know. We're not going to get it 100% right. Verse 2, and thou shalt return unto the Lord thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion. Basically, take away our captivity on these other nations, free us from slavery, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all nations, whether the Lord thy power has scattered thee. Yep. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost part of heaven, basically the world, from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee, and thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, which is the Middle East, Israel. All right? We're not going to be living, you know, cohabitating with those small hats. No, the Lord, you know, get them out of there. He's going to burn that place up. And put us in the land, all right? And thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And that's, you know, that's the blessings, man. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed. It basically means the Lord's gonna make our spirit clean, all right? And that goes into the second covenant, new covenant, which I'm going to get after this reading right here. To love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, and thou mayest live. How do you love the Lord? By following his laws, statutes, commandments, obeying them. That's how you love the Lord. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. So the Lord's going to lift up the curses and give us blessings, and put those curses that we're under on other nations, especially Esau, Edom. And all them that hate thee, which persecuted thee, and thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all the commandments which I command thee this day. You know, that was basically, you know, the blessings, man. You know, let me jump to Jeremiah 31st chapter. Oh, Jeremiah 31. Yeah, so majority of our people, they're engulfed in the curses. They don't understand nothing. They don't know what's going on until, they have to be destroyed and they have to come back through the loins of the elect. Okay. And that's when they're gonna understand. All right. Like the scriptures say, if a man let the righteous be righteous and let the filthy, let the unjust be unjust. Some along those lines. I'm just paraphrasing. So we're gonna let, the elect, the hopeful elect is gonna let the rest of Israel, do what they do, man. Let them do what they do, because, if they don't hearken to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they wasn't meant to be delivered. Okay? So don't be heavily concerned with that. Deuteronomy 31:31. I'm going to read down. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant. Okay? With the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay? That's basically, house of Israel is basically talking about the northern kingdom, which is the so-called Latin tribes and Native American Indian tribes, so-called. Judah basically represents the so-called Negro tribes, the American, so-called American black man, and you got tribe of Judah in Africa and all that. The so-called Haitians, the so-called Jamaicans, the Southern Kingdom. Okay. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which I just read in that covenant, which I just read in Deuteronomy 28. That was the first covenant, which is the law that was written on tablets, which my covenant they break. which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. And I will put my law in their inward parts. So basically, when Yahushua comes back and deliver his elect, scriptures say our body's going to be changed, within the twinkling of an eye. Yeah. So the Lord's going to download his law, statutes, commandments in our spirit. That's where it goes back to circumcise thy heart. He's going to basically put the law. He's going to put that code in us that we're already going to know. We're going to be perfect. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. As Esau say, our brain ain't nothing but a computer. We're basically biological computers to the Most High, man. And the Lord programs everybody. Scripture say in Job that when a man goes to sleep, basically, the Lord puts his instructions in us. Okay. And will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. So, in the kingdom, it ain't going to be no prophets trying to tell Jake, oh, you going off. You know, you need to follow law, statutes, and commandments. No. we ain't got to tell Israel that they're going off because they're going to be righteous. Okay? And that curse that I read in Deuteronomy 28 and 54, that's going to be done away with. All right? Every Israelite in the kingdom is going to have love for his brother. And you ain't going to be seeing stupid shit like this in our kingdom and in the kingdom of Israel. All right? With Yahweh Shah being on top. You ain't going to see shit like this, man. This is going on in this world, in this age. The world of Esau and the world of Jacob. That's going to be done away with. So every Israelite man is going to love his brother. His brother ain't going to be murdering another brother, you know, of his nation. That's not going to happen. And we as a whole, as a nation of Israel, we're going to be teaching the other nations the law, statutes, commandments. Okay? So ultimately, it's going to be a new world order in righteousness. All right? And Esau is trying to create a new world order in wickedness. All right? Which that's not going to succeed. Okay? Verse 34, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me. From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Yep, that's the tender mercies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. All right, there's more if you read down, but I'm going to just stop right there. Yeah, so, yeah, man, we just gotta endure these wicked niggas, you know, and they got their judgment coming for them, man, you know, so, all this gang shit, man, Lord got heavy judgments coming for these niggas, man, and when they go into the spirit world, you know, and come back to the loins of the elect, they're gonna know. They're gonna know the Lord. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Shalom.